Good morning and warm welcome to Porto and to this sixth Gaia-X Summit. It's really my pleasure to be there today. As it has been mentioned, so I'm Catherine Jestin. I'm the Executive Vice President for Digital in Airbus, so running all the transformation and the operation in digital for the company. Additionally, since the last 30 months, I have the pleasure to be also the Chairwoman of the Gaia-X Board of Directors. As I was not busy enough, I also accepted to be the President of the Commission for the French Association of Aerospace Industry. What all these roles have in common is that data spaces are at the top of our agenda. So obviously it's at the top of the agenda of Gaia-X, but it's also at the top of the agenda of our industry association, and it's at the top of the agenda of Airbus. And we have a representative here of the projects that we are running that will give you more details on the way the aerospace industry is currently implementing its data space. At Airbus, we have an extensive experience in sharing information across our network. So we have more than 10,000 suppliers, and Airbus is only doing the final assembly of the aircraft. So we need to collaborate in the design of our aircraft, in the production, and also in the services, so when the aircraft are handed over to the airlines and when they have questions. So there is extensive need for collaboration across our industry. And in the recent years, what we have identified is that what we had at hand was not enough. We needed more powerful, broader, faster, more secure way of exchanging data across our industry. And that's where data spaces are coming into play. So that's where they are serving the entire ecosystem. And in some industry like aerospace, we need a level of sovereignty that is maybe higher than in other industries. The way we have defined and the sovereignty basically is on three pillars. The first one is immunity to extraterritorial laws. The second one, and why we need that is one, to protect our IP and the IP of the entire industry, but also to protect the commercial sensitive information. So how much we are selling, what is the price of our aircraft, what is the price of the engines. All of this is super sensitive and super competitive. So that information needs absolutely to be protected. The second one is the continuity of our business. What does that mean? It means that we cannot afford an interruption of the services. If the services are down, digital is everywhere in Airbus, everywhere at our suppliers. So if you stop the digital services, basically you stop the company, you stop the economy and the entire ecosystem. So continuity of our business is super important. And the last one is also the capacity for us to serve our military and governmental customers that obviously need sovereign solutions that are approved by their authorities in the various countries. Thanks to the Gaia-X, basically, the guidelines and the bricks to build these databases are available. So we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We don't need to do something creative, innovative. We just have to use what is existing. And the trust framework, the guidelines and technical bricks that have been already developed by the teams are the foundation of what we are building in the aerospace industry and the data space we are implementing. At this summit, we are launching what we are calling between us the Season 2 of data spaces. One of the very important things is how do we get operational? As it was mentioned during the press conference, we have a very few number of data spaces that are really operational. We have a lot of projects, more than 170 if I'm correct. but very few of them are today operational. So now the effort that we need to put in place as a Gaia-X association is really to support all these projects to become operational and to come to life. And also, and it's a very important parameter of the data spaces, to make them economic viable. So how do we make sure that they are sustainable, that they have an economic model that will help them and will permit them to survive over time and not just being a project? So this operational framework, so again, another very important point is the trust. The trust among all the actors. So when you share your data, you need to trust the people you are sharing with. Because you want to, again, everybody wants to protect their IP, and everybody wants to protect the commercial information. Everybody wants to make sure that they can trust the person and the organization they are sharing the information with. The trust framework obviously helps us and is the basis and the foundation of this secure exchange, and it makes it possible to automate the trust and to automate the compliance, which for the smaller organizations, SMEs, I was mentioning we have more than 10,000 suppliers at Airbus. The vast majority, probably 9,900, are SMEs. And for them, they don't have huge organization who can help them and implement this kind of data spaces and look at the trust, look at the compliance, etc. So the fact that Gaia-X is providing the framework to make it automatic is really a key enabler for all the data spaces. In short, and maybe in conclusion, I truly believe that the data spaces are a key levers for a reinforced European digital sovereignty, and that Gaia-X, for me, is a key component of the success of these data spaces. So we are intertwined all together. We have to work together to make that a success. And I hope that the next 2 days will convince you that Gaia-X has never been so important than today to make that happen. I wish you a very successful and exciting Gaia-X Summit, and thank you for your attention.
I now want to introduce you Ulrich, the CEO of Gaia-X.
Yeah, Isabel, thank you very much, and a very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to Porto, and thank you to our hosts to make it possible here in this beautiful setting and environment. Our host from the hub, from the city, from the country. So we will have welcome messages from all of them. And again, and starting with my intervention here, thank you to inviting us to Porto for this Gaia-X Summit 2025. And as Katrin said, we are starting now the season 2 of Data Spaces. The technology is ready. We've been working over the last years together with partners, together with projects, to mention the Data Spaces Support Center project, for example, which got the mandate to define the architecture of interoperable data spaces, to fill this architecture with software building blocks, not reinventing the wheel, wherever possible, selecting available standards from the market where there are white spots, to fill these white spots. And here we are also working together with a project funded by the European Commission called Simple, which is also working on filling the remaining white spots, but in general, the technology is available. And there are a lot of development projects going on, implementing data spaces to bring benefits to the end users. And this is our overall mission, to make data spaces reality, to bring them into daily operation. And what we found out during the last years is that it is a difference to create a data space on the one side and then to sustainably operate a data space. There are different requirements in creating a data space and then operating a data space. Making money out of data which is shared using a data space. Participating on the value data spaces are creating. And here we are working together, especially with the University of Dauphine, to develop so-called business model patterns to enable data spaces not to start from scratch when developing a new data space, but to reuse also business model patterns to sustainably operate a data space. And what is becoming more and more clear, beside the intensifying discussion around data sovereignty, is that for artificial intelligence, for Gen AI, trustful data are needed. And even more data are needed than there are available today. Trustful data spaces enable organizations to share their trustful data and also to provide this data to AI solutions, to enable them to develop even more sector-specific large language models to create benefits in the different domains. So there's a clear coexistence of data spaces and AI. And my colleague Pierre created a phrase last year, data does not flow in rainbows, underlining the fact that we need a sustainable and federated cloud infrastructure to operate these data spaces, because data spaces are about sharing data between different organizations, which cannot be protected by a firewall, having your data center in the cellar and nicely protected. Here we need other instruments. We need a federated cloud infrastructure, and also here there is a clear coexistence and a demand for this. And talking about sovereignty, this is not only something which is relevant here in Europe, being in Portugal as one of the European countries. Data sovereignty is also relevant outside of Europe. And I see here guests from Japan, I see guests from Korea, from Brazil, from Canada. Also, they are talking about data sovereignty. And the compliance document and the Gaia-X trust framework provides the instruments to create data sovereignty, respecting the local legislation in the different regions. Here in Europe, this is defined by the Data Governance Act, the Data Act, and different acts of the European Union. And similar regulations are existing outside of Europe. And the Gaia-X trust framework enables the collaboration globally, respecting local legislations, still enabling global interoperability of data. And with this, we have the basis to create an instrument for this global interoperability of data, similar as GSM has been able to enable us for global communication using our mobile phones, independent where we are in the world. And the 2 days here are about to show to you what is available already, what has been implemented, which benefits have been generated, but also the challenges which are still ahead of us. And I will talk about this in my presentation a bit later today. But before coming to the content and then also dividing into different groups, we have the tech theater, we have the economic theater in parallel rooms here. I would like to give the word to our hosts, and first, Isabel, back to you, to our host for their welcome address. And again, thank you to Porto, thank you to Portugal for having us here, and thank you to all of you for making the way to this beautiful city and country. Thank you.
Thank you, Ulrich, for setting the tone for these exciting days ahead of us. Now it's my pleasure to welcome the Operational Director of TICE.PT, Vasco Lagarto, who will share the Portuguese perspective on collaboration and the national contribution to the Gaia-X ecosystems. And over to you, Vasco.
Thank you very much, Isabel. Well, dear friends, welcome to Porto and to this summit. And it's very nice to see this room full of friends. I start welcoming our Secretary of State, Bernardo Correia, and through him, welcoming all the public entities. Thank you for being here. I'm particularly honored by your presence, and I want also to welcome the President of TICE.PT board, Mr. Manuel Ramalhianos. I know that it was very difficult for you to be here, and that's why I'm very grateful to you. I also want to thank to the municipality of Porto, on the person of Mr. Rodrigo Passos, for all the support given to this event. I cannot forget also Porto Digital for the prompt operational involvement on the organization of the event, and also to all the staff of Gaia-X ASPL. It took a few months of meetings to arrive to this moment. As TICE.PT, thank you very much for that. Gaia-X, among all the challenges, wants to ensure trust and sharing in the relationship process. And trust and share is important among friends. And that's why I started to welcome you, saying, dear friends. It's in fact a pleasure to have you here in Porto, the best place to see Gaia. And I'm referring to the city on the other side of the river that is called Gaia. Well known also by the port wine sellers that probably have a better taste than data, but also data is important for port wine. Along these days, we all together will have the opportunity to discuss and sharing important technical issues and make trustable friends. A few years ago, TICE.PT as a cluster was challenged to take over the Portuguese Gaia-X hub and use our imagination to do it. I would like to have a little bit more than imagination to answer to the challenge. But that's life, and we are using quite a lot of imagination and persuasion to involve our community in all this process. A carrot, even small, would be an important help. Anyhow, we have already some working groups in place and a technical committee to give support. We have 3 active groups at this moment related with cities and communities, construction, and also industry and manufacturing. And about to start, we have 3 additional ones related to agri-food, space, and environment. In addition, we are creating a test bed together with 4 major operators in Portugal to offer test service to SMEs to validate the compliance with the principles of Gaia-X and others. Along these days, you can obtain additional information meeting TICE.PT people and some of its active partners in the area. I don't want to take more time. The agenda is dense. So again, welcome to this city of Porto. Enjoy the city, the people, not forgetting the reason because you are here, to trust, to share, and to work. Porto, besides being known as the Invicta city, is also known as the working city. So don't forget to justify this acronym. Thank you very much.
And finally, we are pleased to be joined by Rodrigo Passos, the Councilman for Sports, Youth, and Digital Transition of City of Porto. Welcome, Rodrigo.
Thank you, Isabel. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the City of Porto, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all to the Gaia-X Summit 2025. Let me start by greeting our guests and partners Mr. Bernardo Correia, Secretary of State for Digitalization of Portugal, Mrs. Catherine Jestin, Chairwoman of the Gaia-X Board of Directors, Mr. Ulrich, CEO of Gaia-X, Mr. Antonio Ramalhianes, CEO of TICE, and Mr. Vasco Lagarto from Gaia-X Hub, Portugal. I would also like to greet all the representatives from European institutions, companies, Gaia-X members, TICE members, to my Porto Digital, and all participants who are here with us in Porto today. It is an honor for our city to host you. My name is Rodrigo Passos, and I'm the new City Councillor for Youth, Sports, and Digital Transformation in Porto. I'm a part of a younger generation in local politics, and I come from a digital transformation background in the private sector, so it is very special for me to bring that experience into public service and to do it here with the Gaia-X community. In this new mandate, under the leadership of our new mayor, Pedro Duarte, digital transformation and modernizing our administration are the heart of our program. Our goal is simple: a modern and transparent city that is close to its people. We are not here to digitize bureaucracy. We want to use technology to remove useless steps and to make life easier for our citizens and for our companies. Porto already has a strong history of innovation. We see the city as a living lab where new technologies and database services are tested in real life to improve public services and quality of life in our city. Together with Porto Digital, led by its CEO Paulo Calçada, we have helped put Porto on the European map for data spaces. For example, with traffic flow data space with Amsterdam and Helsinki. By sharing data on roadworks, mobility and the environment, we are building a common space for traffic information that helps with everyday problems, less traffic, cleaner air, and more predictable daily travel. So, if you find yourself stuck in traffic while you are here in Porto, please remember you are part of our living lab for the traffic flow data space. For us, trusted data spaces mean partners working together, clear rules, and real benefits for people. Porto wants to be a bridge in this European ecosystem, a bridge between local projects and European initiatives, between research, startups, industry, and the public sector, and between technical work and everyday life in our city. During this summit, I invite you to discover our ecosystem. And if you can, take some time to walk through the city and feel how innovation and tradition live together here in Porto. On behalf of the municipality of Porto and of our mayor, Pedro Duarte, I would like to thank Gaia-X, its leadership and team, in particular its CEO, Mr. Ulrich, and as well as Gaia-X Portugal and Mr. Vasco Lagarto for bringing this summit to Porto. On behalf of the city of Porto, I thank you for your collaboration, your leadership, and for the opportunity to keep building this European data ecosystem together with you. I wish you a very good Gaia-X summit with many new ideas and partnerships. I look forward to the conversations ahead. Thank you very much.